everybody, it's me, Timmy Flyersguys, and welcome to another edition of the Flyersguys Top 10. I'm your host, Timmy Flyersguy. In today's episode, I'm gonna have a countdown dedicated to my top 10 favorite kids, my top 10 favorite cartoon blocks. When I was a kid, cartoon blocks were the big thing back then. Nickelodeon would a lot of the channels would have weekday afternoon cartoon shows. And also Saturday morning cartoon blocks as well. When I was a kid, three channels I watched were ABC, CBS, and NBC. During my Saturday morning blocks also there were some weekday afternoon cartoon blocks. And I used to watch a lot of those I used to watch one of them on PHL 17, which will be in this countdown. So without further ado, let's get into the countdown, as I count down my top 10 favorite childhood cartoon blocks. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, starting off the countdown at number 10, Non-Stop Nicktoons Weekend. When I was a kid, I loved Non-Stop Nicktoons Weekend. It was my favorite thing to look forward to. So many great Nicktoons to watch. I was spending hours watching Non-Stop Nicktoons Weekend. I really enjoyed all the great Nicktoons on this cartoon block. You had great shows like Rugrats, Doug, SpongeBob, As Told by Ginger, Hey Arnold, Pelswick, Very Odd Parents, Odd Real Monsters, and many, many more. This was truly one of my favorite cartoon blocks on my limit, and I thought I would start off with this one as a little palate cleanser. A couple of palate cleansers coming up. So number 10, Non-Stop Nicktoons Weekend. At number 9, ABC, Saturday mornings. Being a kid, getting up on Saturday mornings, I would always get up and I would watch ABC Saturday mornings. You had so many great shows, such as Beetlejuice. One of my all-time favorites that aired in 1993 was the Sonic the Hedgehog. Was Sonic the Hedgehog. Not the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but a more grittier, darker version of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was my favorite. So at number 9, ABC, Saturday mornings. At number 8, NBC, Saturday mornings. NBC, Saturday mornings had such great cartoons, such as Captain N, and one of my favorites, The Adventures of Super Mario Brothers 3. I enjoyed watching that. This was a fun, cartoon block, yes. Saved by the Bell wasn't a cartoon, but I didn't really watch Saved by the Bell at the time. When I got a little older, I started watching Saved by the Bell. So, at number eight, at number eight, NBC, Saturday mornings. At number seven, CBS, Kid TV. I would watch this because I was a huge fan of Ninja Turtles as a kid. I would also occasionally watch Garfield, but Kid TV was one of my favorite networks to watch as a kid. The Ninja Turtles were my all-time favorite, and I think the real Ghostbusters aired on this network too. If I'm correct, I don't know, but I really enjoyed this one. So at number seven, CBS Kid TV. At number six, I got two picks on this, but two picks for number six. Disney's One Saturday Morning and Disney's 1-2. Disney's One Saturday Morning had such great shows as Doug, Pepper Ann, Lloyd in Space, The Weekenders, and many more. Disney's 1-2 was a weekday block to air every day on UPN. On UPN. Disney's 1-2 had shows like Recess, Sabrina the Animated Series, and Pepper Ann. Both of these blocks were two of my favorites. Disney's One Saturday Morning had such great shows, and Disney's 1-2 was like a palate cleanser to Disney's One Saturday Morning. So at number six, Disney's One Saturday Morning and Disney's 1-2. At number five, the Disney Afternoon. When I was a kid, after school, I would put on my local PHL 17 channel in Philadelphia, and I would put the Disney Afternoon on. This show had such great shows as DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, Goof Troop, Bonkers, and also Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers and the Gummy Bears. Which was a show I didn't really like. But I really liked Darkwing Duck, Goof Troop, DuckTales, and Tailspin. Those were three of my favorite shows on a Disney afternoon. So at number five, the Disney afternoon. At number four, Fox Kids. Fox Kids came from humble beginnings. Starting off with the cartoon block with such shows as Bobby's World, Little Shop, Droopy Master, Detective, and later when Fox Kids started getting real popular, they had shows such as Batman the Animated Series, The Adventures of Batman and Robin, Tiny Toon Adventures, X-Men, Animaniacs, and one of my all-time favorite shows, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Later shows were also my favorites, such as Life with Louie, Eat the Cat, and Seabear and Jamal. Fox Kids, Saturday morning. Fox Kids are so great. They have a great weekday block and a great weekend block. With so many great cartoons and shows. So at number 4, Fox Kids. At number 3, Kids WB. I was a huge fan of Kids WB. I first started watching Kids WB back in 1996, around 95, 96. When they had such great shows as Earthworm Jim, Freakazoid, Avoid, many great shows. 1999, Kids WB was at its peak, with shows such as Superman, Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain, and one of my favorites, Pokemon. In later years, they added new shows, such as Cubics, Robots for Everyone, Card Captors, and another one of my favorites, Yu-Gi-Oh! Kids WB will always have a special place in my heart because it was one of the best cartoon blocks of all time. Whether it was the weekend cartoon blocks or the weekday cartoon blocks, Kids WB was spot on. So at number 3, Kids WB. At number 2, Cartoon Fridays. Oh yeah. I always look forward to Friday nights on the Cartoon Network. Cartoon Fridays had such great shows, such as Cow and Chicken, The Powerpuff Girls, I Am Weasel, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Ed, and Eddie, new shows such as The Girl Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Mike, Lou, and Og, and the very gritty, dark comedy, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Cartoon Fridays was one of my all-time favorite cartoon blocks. Friday nights were appointment viewing for me on Cartoon Fridays. So at number 2, Cartoon Fridays. And now we get into my number 1 pick on this countdown. And at number 1, Toonami. I was a huge fan of Toonami and the different iterations of Toonami, such as The Rising Sun, which was a Saturday morning cartoon block, and also The Midnight Run, which I remember watching with my cousins down the shore back in 1999. Toonami introduced the U.S. to anime. And if not for Toonami and the Cartoon Network, anime would not reach the popularity that it had back in the 90s. With such great shows as Dragon Ball Z, Card Captors, Reboot, G-Force, Ronin Warriors, Gundam Wing, Tenchi Universe, Tenchi Muyo, Outlaw Star, Batman, Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho, and more. Toonami was truly one of my favorite cartoon blocks. Every day after school, I couldn't wait to finish my homework and turn the TV on. And just like that, ends another countdown here on the Flyersguys Top 10. I don't really know what I'm going to do for my next episode. But we'll see what happens next week when I bring you the next episode of the Flyersguys Top 10. Guys, thank you for joining me here on the Flyersguys Top 10. I will see you guys in the next episode. Don't know what I'm going to do, but you just have to find out next time on the Flyersguys Top 10. Have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Shh.